It's a cool and overcast day here in Adams County, PA. That's about all I can say. We had a bit of a rainy weekend, on and off rain. Then it cleared up. We had some thunderstorms. And other things, heat. It was, last night the clouds kind of broke up, the sun came through, it was nice and warm. We went for a walk. We walked 1.25 miles, and that felt great. And then came home and fell asleep. Getting old, ladies and gentlemen. Getting old. Anyway, we had our final recording session at the Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center. I've been using the word final, and people have been confused, and they're like, "We're not doing these anymore?" Right? No. I meant final of the 3 anniversary shows. There's 3 days for the anniversary, and then so there's 1 episode per day, and we filmed them with an audience at the Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center. And I have to tell you, we're very excited about the new format of these types of shows with an audience. I think people will like them. The audience certainly did. Whether the viewing and listening audience at home it remains to be seen. But mark my words, once if it is enjoyed by many people, you will start to see everybody else do it, and never say, "Oh, we gotta thank Addressing Gettysburg for opening our eyes to how these things should be done in the 21st century." Oh, I'm kidding. Everybody is very honest around here. Okay, so we're in Fairfield now, and it is a fair field. It is a beautiful place, nice little town. Let's see who's in the chat today. Jeff, good morning. Francis, good morning. Dustin, good morning. Jerry, good morning. We will be spending all next week in Gettysburg. Very nice. Levi, hello. Tim says, good morning all. Load the audio of Saturday's show. Thanks. I will. It's a little more complicated because I'm still transferring files and stuff, but sometime this week the audio will go up on Patreon. Dan, good morning. Ran, good morning to you. Sitting out by the Reynolds Death Marker drinking my coffee. Oh, very nice. Just cracked open a nice Coors Light. Just kidding, it's a spin trip. So the detour is no longer here, but we're still going to take the roundabout way. So we're not going to go straight through today. We'll go around. For those of you who are new to everything here, I like to procrastinate while going into the office. It's the one thing, it's a curse and a blessing about being self-employed. You can do something like that and no one's going to yell at you except yourself, but it's actually worse to disappoint yourself than your boss. because you disappoint yourself. No matter where you go, there you are, and you have yourself to beat up, and only yourself to beat up, and you're getting beaten up by yourself, which is, crisscross, But but I consider it part of work because I do these videos. I don't take what that I do on these videos is not what I take on my way into work. That's for you guys. I'll do just a little touch of the battlefield in one area, usually the first day. But when I do these with you guys, I take it a little longer, or go a little longer. Hey SP, how are you? Good to see you. I hadn't seen you in a while. I'm wondering where you went. Happy spring indeed. Finally, I'm alive again. Sarn, I could try to spin past Lake Crawford, but I can tell you I will lose signal, and you probably won't see anything anyway. So actually, the answer would be no, because I'll lose signal. But I might take some other video to show the, record some video and put it up just to show the progress of the dams and the lake. The dams are pretty solid. I mean, I was looking at one the other day, and I'm like, this is like a solid dam. These guys know what they're doing, And so I'm quite impressed. It wouldn't be so easy to go in and take I hear people fantasizing about sneaking in there at night and ripping it apart, and I'm like, good luck with that. These animals have been building these things for eons. I think they pretty much have mastered the construction of a dam. So you're gonna need like a backhoe or something in there. Plus, you would get in a lot of trouble if they caught you, because the dam and the beavers are more important than our history and your enjoyment of the park. So remember that and accept it, and you'll be fine. Ty says, that's why I always aim to disappoint everyone. Yeah, I mean, exactly, Ty, exactly. Aim to disappoint, and then when you actually don't, when you appoint, then suddenly you're a hero. You get double the praise because people have expected so little from you that, they just go nuts with the praise when you finally do something right. And you go and smile, laughing inside, knowing all along that you were totally always capable of doing that and more, but why bother? By the way, I'll tell you now, you're going to want to stick around or return later if you can't stick around. So there's a surprise about midway through this video. Cisco Lady says, I'm always right where I am when I get there. Good morning and blessings all around. Good morning and blessings all around to you as well. Jay McDowell, good morning, Mr. Mack. Good morning to you, sir. I'm assuming sir. Jay McDowell. I don't know if the J is for James or Janet, but I say sir with respect regardless of your gender. Ron Moore says, turn down Reynolds Ave and put me on your program. I will wave out the window of my truck. I wish I'd seen that earlier, because I'm going the opposite way of that. But we'll see what we can do maybe later. By the way, go on your this show here. Go to the share button, copy the link, and share it to your Facebook page. help us out a little bit. You know, I don't know if you've heard me bitch about it, but since last June, YouTube has kind of been playing fast and loose with their algorithm, which has really screwed up a lot of, actually, I think everybody. But, you know, it's more noticeable when you're small potatoes like we are. So any bit of help you can do with those passive free things like liking, sharing, and commenting, that actually helps in some way. They just never tell you how. What's very annoying about YouTube is, you know, like they're a private business. They're allowed to run it the way they want to run. But I think, you know, they use language like partners, like we're partners, and, associates and things like that. And we make money from, well, I shouldn't say make, because means that you make back what you put out and then you profit. So there is no profit, but whatever. But revenue is generated, I should say it like that. How's that? That's the better way. So we generate revenue, and our video performances obviously help us, but it also helps them because their advertisers are being seen by more eyes. So it always boggled my mind when they would do things that would stifle a channel that was on the upward trajectory. And it's not even a political channel, so you can't even make that excuse. I mean, unless you want to get really like tinfoil hatty and say because it's an American history channel, they're suppressing it. But I don't think that. There's plenty of American history channels out there that do really well, so I don't think that's the case. But whatever they do, they play with things, but they don't tell you what it is. And I don't know, it just seems like you shouldn't be able to do that if you're in business. Like, it should be, you know, if I get into a contract with somebody, I want to know how they're doing business, because that affects it's going to affect theirs. But it doesn't work that way. I guess when, you know, see, this is why, to the young people out there, don't pick on the nerds and shove them into lockers, because one day they're going to be in charge of things and they're going to make life difficult for you where it really matters. You know, so be nice to the nerds, because that's really what this is. Let's be honest here. Let's see. Coffee's on me this morning, Matt. Thank you, Matthew. Very nice for the super chat. No, Josh McDowell. Okay, gotcha. Don says, any reenactors in the group? I've been asked to help out on Wednesday with a battery. It'll be a good experience. What do you need? AA, AAA, 9 volts? As far as YouTube is concerned, you are as much a partner to them as worker bees are to the queen. Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's good. I like that. Thank you, Phil, for the super chat as well. Ty says, if you need more advertising, you should consider calling Thornton Maps, proprietor of the tall and fat clothing chain. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know if this is a joke or what, Ty, but if it's a real thing, I don't know, send me contact information and I will let you know. Well, I mean, tall and fat would be good for this crowd. We're all a little tall and we're all a little fat, so, you know, I've been refusing since I was 20, I don't know, in my 20s. When I hit my waist size, what happens? I'm stuffing myself into this. I'm never getting any higher than this. And I just think what has happened is that my fat has grown around that. So my waist is still the same size, but the lard is everywhere else. I refuse to do that thing where I'm pulling my pants over my gut. Although I find myself doing it because it's more comfortable than feeling your disgusting belly hanging over your waistline. But you know, I'm taking some strides to fix that, so maybe it won't be a problem. And you know, the more I read about food, the less I want to eat. And I think I'm just going to starve myself to death because it seems like everything is poisoned. Even the good stuff, even the organic stuff, even just everything. Plastic. Why all of a sudden are we hearing about how horrible plastic is? Like, we didn't know this? It's been around for forever. We're only finding this out now. It's in everything. So like, you try to eat meat, right? You try to eat, you know, good things, whole foods, and it all comes in plastic. So like, what good are you doing? You might as well just go to Wendy's. Not to disparage Wendy's. Might as well go to McDonald's. I don't care about disparaging McDonald's. Those burgers are made of wax. Yeah, Matthew Gillespie says, I used to tell my students, be nice to nerds, you'll be working for one someday. It's absolutely right. Morning, Peter. Ty says, sorry, man, Thornton Mellon. Oh, gotcha. Was never much of a Rodney Dangerfield guy. I've seen, you know, Back to School and and Caddyshack and all that, but I'm like, what was the thing about this guy? I never got it. And I've actually watched some old Rodney stuff on Carson recently, and I go, yep, I still don't get it. I still don't see it. I thought maybe it was because I was young before and I wasn't as you know, whatever. But no, I still don't understand. Is it the bug eyes? Like, what is it? I don't know. But yeah. Sorry. Katie says, good morning. Good morning, Katie. Peter says, driving a rickshaw. Car trouble or potholes? No, I just thought it would be a catchy headline, you know. I would feel bad for whoever's pulling me on that rickshaw. Good morning, Eric. How are you? Dooby-dooby-doo. Okay, we're coming to the end of Sickles. So for whoever it was that asked about going to Lake Crawford, that's about as much as deep into the day 2 fields I can get is what I just did. Otherwise, I lose service. Because you kind of go down into a bowl when you get down to the wheat field, Valley of Death, that whole area there. And it's just a cell signal hole. Like, it's just, there's nothing there. So Peter says, you guys getting a week of rain down there? I do not know. I don't look at the forecast. I've never been that guy, Peter. I've never been that guy. I know so many people who get anxiety around me looking at the forecast, and it's like the 7-day forecast or the 10-day forecast. It's like, it's never right. Why are you, you know, worrying yourself? You got 10 days. It'll change. You get all upset. My favorite line from any song is, and I feel so much depends on the weather. So is it raining in your bedroom? That's Stone Temple Pilots line there. Don says, any update on the Bethany ride-along? You know, I totally forgot that this is her week off, but it's Monday. So it's just the beginning of the week, you know. Let me get a sip of my Spindrift here. just the beginning of the week, so I can do it again when I have another whatchamacallit there, and so on and so forth, etc., etc. But it'll be fun whenever it is that we have Beth come in. Oh, I hate this stupid thing when the engine shuts off. Oh, the mail truck blew the red light. Going quickly, I believe. A little too fast, if you will. So we'll let this truck go, because I'm not going to be able to... Wow, that was a good maneuver there, buddy. Good for you. Good for you. Well, let's stop in here at Bantam Roasters. And let me just, oh God, come over here and we'll park. And whoa, look who it is! It's the great Bethany Yingling.
You lied to poor Dawn.
I know, poor Dawn. He thought, oh damn it, I thought we'd see Bethany today. But here she is, everybody. We coordinated this ahead of time. Bethany Yingling, of course, known for her great job as the co-host of the critically panned AG Today.
Critically panned?
Yes. And, oh, careful, careful.
That's not a cup.
What was it?
It's a handle.
Oh, it's a handle, yeah.
I need to put my keys in it.
Yeah, they'll fall through. They'll fall through.
Well, I'm not getting it or I'll throw up. So
Gonna throw up? That's great. Just got the car detailed. No, I didn't.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't. So we're turning on the Taneytown Road, as they call it.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go down the Taneytown Road, you'll see the cemetery on your left. Isn't it lovely?
It's beautiful.
And the Colton Motel on your right. Isn't it lovely?
Also beautiful. Oh, and don't forget the
Reliance Mine Saloon, yeah.
Have you ever been in there?
Oh, yeah.
I've never been in there.
I've been in there several times, many times. I used to go in there more often when I was younger and going to bars. You know, that was one that we would go to because it was like cheap beers. Pick up chicks in that place?
I don't know. I've never been in there. I don't know what's in there.
No. You're not picking up chicks in that. Well, you weren't back then. I don't know what it is today.
Okay.
I've been in there a couple times. Usually there. Well, let's see. Jim and Eric had an event there, little meet and greet thing. And there was some listeners were in town and they wanted to go there, and so, you know, I swallow my objections and I go, well, you know, it's like, it's nothing against the place. It's just I can't. Here's the problem. I can't hear.
I know, me neither.
Yeah. It's loud. Are you cold?
No. This is just how I sit.
Okay.
All right, I'll try to be more.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay.
When I'm in a loud room, like a bar,
yeah,
I might as well not be there because I can't contribute to the conversation. All I do is say, what? So I don't like going to a loud, crowded place anymore because now I could get hearing aids.
You know, I'm supposed to have them.
Well, I probably should myself.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, first of all, secondly, wherever I am in the list.
Yeah, I don't know where you are in your list. You need to start letters.
There are people who refuse to speak at an audible level. You know, I love her, but Cindy is one of these people. And I know it's not me because her dad was saying that her mom does the same thing. We could be in the middle of a hurricane, and I'll be like, get down! There's tree branches flying everywhere! And Cindy will go like this. I just saw them flying across the thing. That's it. But all I'm hearing is... and then people screaming and branches snapping. And Cindy's just like, I don't understand why you never hear me. And I'm like, what? I can't. There's a hurricane. So
You need to.
what I'm going to do is this, Beth.
What?
I am not bad with audio. So I'm going to create an example of what my hearing sounds like.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, so that I'll play it and I'll be like, look, this is how I hear you. And I'll just take somebody talking and bury it amongst background noise. Because that's what it is. I hear, you could be sitting at the table right across from me.
Yeah.
Okay? One of those small little tables for two at some romantic little place. And I'm hearing the chef cursing back in the kitchen. I'm hearing all the conversations around us. I'm hearing the music. If it's a song I like, I'm tuning to the music. And I'm tuning everything out as best I can. Actually, when I listen to music in a crowded room, like it's just low on the radio or something like that, I recognize a bit of it. When I know, oh, that's, whatever song it is. No, I can't hear it any better. But I remember how the song goes. So now I know where I am in the song. So I just, in my head, I'm humming it along. All this to say, I think I'm a psycho.
You're not.
Oh, okay.
No, your hearing is different than mine. In that, if I have a lot of noise, it's just all I hear is.
Oh, it just all blends together
Yeah,
into one
I don't
tone.
hear any difference between your modulation?
Yeah, modulation. I don't know
Look
what
how
you're saying.
beautiful
Dynamics.
it looks up here.
It's very nice. It was very nice out here.
Oh, that tree was really pretty yesterday. We missed it. When we
What
went to-
happened?
That tree back there. We had the Heritage Trail hike yesterday, so
Yes, how'd that go?
I saw Eric and Matt and...
Well, Matt's in here. Eric's in here.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
And Zach, Eric's son Zach, who has the most beautiful eyes
Doesn't
of a
he?
person I've ever seen.
Doesn't
in my life.
he, though?
He really does. But
Never noticed.
we were up.
Well, Eric has dreamy eyes.
Well, Eric's a very handsome man, but I'm saying his
All right,
son
you don't
has
know.
very
You're laying
handsome
it on
eyes.
a little thick there with very.
Anyway, we were up here like 27 times because you can't go anywhere easily on this hill.
No, you can't. Well, because you're not allowed to go anywhere. Is that what you're saying?
No, I mean, everything's one way and it's a corkscrew. And then if you get to a certain point and you need to go back the other direction, you got to go all the way out and all the way back in. And it's a pain in the tuchus.
Okay.
Whoever designed this was drunk.
Yeah, it is kind of a strange.
Are we allowed to talk about people that we see?
I
Should
mean,
we not do that?
they might actually watch it later.
Okay, no,
you
then.
know.
All right, fine.
Oh, I mean, you don't have to be mean, but you can.
Not mean.
Oh,
I just like to people watch.
Oh, so do I. Katie Wolf says, "Hi, Bethany,
Katie.
a Western PA friend here from the 62nd PA."
Yes, Katie. You know Katie too. You've met her.
Have I now?
Yeah, she's adorable.
Okay. Good morning, Don. Matt's bringing Bethany along.
Bethany?
Matt's bringing Bethany along just to pull the rickshaw.
I am. This is a
I titled
bitch of
it
a ride.
riding a rickshaw into Gettysburg.
Oh,
So it's just,
something fun.
morning drive into Gettysburg is all I could ever think of, and I can't think of a clever title. I'm not pithy.
You are very pithy. You're
No, I'm
probably
not.
the pithiest person I know.
No, I'm not. I don't know pith. I know long-windedness.
That's not true at all.
I believe it is. I'm not good at succinctly saying things. Eric says, "Hey, there's my abuser. She tried to assault me again this weekend."
I did.
That's funny. Good morning, Matt and Bethany. Good morning, Chris. Peter says, "Waiting to get my 61 Springfield with the correct rifling coming, hopefully, today."
Oh.
Wow, you're anal down to the rifling, huh? That's pretty good. Jeff says, "Good morning." Good morning, Jeff. Jeff Hasnick, who we had dinner with after.
Yes.
I don't know about you, but I was very surprised to hear that Jeff and his wife are near the age of 40
I know. I
and
almost fell out of
not
my
the
chair.
age of 30.
I know. I thought I
Yes.
was older than them.
I thought, I thought I was substantially older than them. Like I thought I was in high school when they were born, older than them. but that's not the case. They're actually older than we are, but they look younger.
Yeah.
They're in their early 50s.
No, they're not.
No. Yeah, that's not true. Chris says, if Kramer was recruiting the homeless to pull rickshaws in Seinfeld, should we read more into what Matt is doing with Bethany? Yes. Everybody thinks that I brought you along to... No, I think they're just thinking that you're my rickshaw puller.
Oh, well. Not today, guys. Not today.
Right.
Tomorrow, maybe.
She's nursing a shoulder injury. Peter says, good morning, Beth. This has been a long time coming. That's true.
Aww.
Matthew says, Bethany was a sweetheart during the hike this weekend. She and a friend brought us snacks and lunch.
Aaron.
That was Matthew. Oh, the friend, yeah. Jeff Pastick says, peanuts, Charlie Brown, adults, mumbled tones. Yeah. Okay, so you have the same bad hearing. And you know what? Here's the thing that bugs me. If I say what,
people get pissy? No.
If I say like what, or I can't hear you, or something like, or I do this like some kind of motion physically that I can't hear you.
Yeah.
And you repeat it at exactly the same low volume as before. That is. Yes, and then I say what again, and you get mad at me.
I know.
And I go, no, I'm the one with the impairment here. Why? Like, if it's like somebody in a wheelchair needs help getting into a building or something like that, and you get mad at him. It's the same thing. I'm disabled. I can't hear. I have lost the 100% use of one of my effing senses. Why are you getting mad at me? You're the one. I need you to talk louder, unless you don't want me to know what you're saying. And then we just don't have to talk at all. How's that, everybody? How's that? But people do not know how to. They don't. It just boggles my mind.
No, it's true.
And it's a lot of people do that.
Mm-hmm. You know the other thing that drives me nuts about not being able to hear?
What?
Is when somebody is talking to me and I'm not looking at them.
Yes.
Because I require you.
You got to read lips.
A lot.
Yeah.
So they're not looking at me, and then I turn to look at them, and physically and
they walk away.
Or they turn away from me again. Like they're constantly like they're doing this on purpose.
Yeah, they're not though. They're just not aware. Yeah, I rarely come down this way.
This is where I was when I watched the National Tower go down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was right in here. I don't know why I was right in here.
I was on the
gym class. Gym class. They're out for.
Oh, they're running around.
Oh, they're doing the mile.
Yeah, I love how only like 4 kids are running. That's like me and my friends. We would just walk.
Yeah,
and like the real nerds would run. But you know, I'm pre-diabetic and they're not now, so maybe joke's on me, right?
That's not true.
No, I'm actually not. I thought I was, but my doctor's like, no, you're not. And I was like, oh, good. Because I don't get it. Because I'm like, I don't understand how it all works, so maybe I have the wrong idea. Fraser Baby says, good morning, Matt, Bethany, and everyone. Matt, welcome to my world about the hearing problems. What? Exactly. Fraser Baby, exactly. I just refuse. I think I'm too young for hearing aids.
I was supposed to have them at 18. I think there's no age.
No. I mean, too young as far as vanity goes. Vanity and pride and all that stuff.
You can get... Never mind, I'll be shut up.
What?
I was going to say...
What? Say it.
You can get ones that are clear that go in your ear, and then the pack goes behind your ear, and it's supposed to match your hair. And then I look
Well,
at
I'm
you,
sure they make flesh tone.
And then
but then if I go out, I'll have a tan line there when I take it off, you know, because if I go out and wear it, and so then it won't match.
It really tucks behind, like way more than your glasses.
No, I know. Well, that's the other thing. I have glasses. The glasses are uncomfortable.
You're delicate.
I'm very delicate. I like everything to be perfect. I already have a bad back and legs and knees and feet. And what do I need more shit and discomfort? I'll tell you what. once I'm old and unable to move around, I'll get the effing hearing aid. Because
Okay.
apparently all I'll be doing is sitting around watching TV at that point.
No, I don't think you're personally capable of doing that.
No, I'd rather drown. I mean, you know, it'll be whatever it'll be. But yeah, it would be the worst thing in the world if I couldn't get around.
Yeah.
I actually have in my will that should I become incapacitated in a way that would change my quality of life permanently, in the not guise of, but I forget the language in there, but you know, in the guise of, and then it lists all these different things. One of them is, you know, permanent paralysis. The thing in there says, just shoot me. Take me out back and shoot me.
No, change it to smother with a pillow.
Smother with a pillow,
fine.
fine. Okay.
If you promise you'll do it for me.
I exonerate whoever smothers me with a pillow.
But
if I am in this state.
When
Which
I get
pillow?
to do it.
No, I have to first.
Dang it.
I first have to be in an incapacitated state with very little to no hope
take all the fun
of
out
recovery.
Of this.
I just don't understand.
Do you actually have a will?
No, but now I'm thinking I should.
I know you should.
Yeah.
I was going to be so proud of you.
I hereby bequeath Addressing Gettysburg LLC to whatever sucker thinks it's worth anything.
Stop it.
And then I start a bidding war, starting at $1.50. Do I hear $1.75? Hey, $2.
I would bid on it. I would bid on it, except that I don't know how to use any of the equipment anymore.
Well, you buy the business for $2.50. As long as you have some money saved up, you might be able to hire somebody, you know?
Well, I don't know.
So you were close this now, turn the air on so that we can get some kind of freshness. You were at the show on Saturday.
Yes.
Without giving away too many details.
Yeah.
Pardon me, I had to belch. Without giving away too many details about the structure of it and everything like that. What are your thoughts? And be honest,
really
if you
enjoyed
thought
it.
it was stupid.
No, I really enjoyed it.
Why did you enjoy it?
Oh, how do I explain it without giving away too many details?
I don't know.
think.
Well, I mean, you could be vague.
I'm
sorry, what was that?
Did you tell people there was?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. So there was a lot of audience participation, and I love that. I love to hear what everybody has to say, especially when it's not in a heated discourse. It was a lot of nerds just getting together and talking about something they love, and I love that.
Yeah, that's what I loved about it. And I love the fact that it worked. Like, in theory, everybody was like, oh, that's going to be a good idea. That people are going to like that. But it still had to be. There's a lot of things that I've tried to do in theory that work, but it's, and this isn't a slam against anybody, but when you're on our level, which is no budget, no power, no nothing, right?
Yeah.
You work with what is available to you, and that includes personnel.
Yeah, you can't see the crowd.
Right. Well, no, but I'm saying it's like, usually when you work with what's available to you, it's not always the right person for the job. It's the person who was right there when you needed the job filled.
Oh, I noticed that piece because I was in charge of a camera and I was terrified.
Exactly. Well, you didn't have to do anything. You just had to make sure it didn't stop, right?
No, but he kept coming over to check on me because he saw how terrified I was.
Well, but yeah, that was nice of him.
That was
I think he was really coming over to check the focus. But anyway, so I was worried. I was like, okay, people have purchased tickets for these, but does that mean that they're going to get it?
Yeah.
Like, that they're going to be able to do it? Because I know a lot of people, from having done a lot of events and everything, there's a lot of people who are painfully shy.
Oh, 100%.
And I was like, I don't know, if any of these people are one of those painfully shy people. necessarily, and it might be me and the guide staring at a room of blank faces. Luckily, that was not the case any of the nights, on either of the nights, and it exceeded what I had hoped for, and it completely dispelled all my fears. So I was very pleased with it.
Well, I think you kind of set a tone.
Right. Well, that's my job.
I know, but you're very good at it.
Oh, well, that's why it's my job.
Recently, I had a very eye-opening experience.
Uh-huh. Don't give names.
No, I won't. But, like, I've seen you do live events and people react to you. And then I've seen other people
with
do
tomatoes.
Live events
and throw tomatoes.
React. And
I'm sorry.
you are very fun.
So I'm sorry. I'm interrupting you. Go back.
I don't remember what I said.
You've seen live events. You've seen people react to me. And what?
And then I've seen other people do the same thing. And the reaction is completely different.
See, that's interesting you say that, because I see other people do live events and I see the audience, like, their eyes are glued to them and they hang on their every word. And I'm like, oh man, I'll never have that. I don't have that. And then you're saying you see the opposite, and so I don't know who's right, because I don't see that.
But I think you're looking for nerd, like people glued to you, hanging on every word, serious.
No.
I like the fact that you bring levity to it. And I appreciate that.
But
when people leave your events, they're always like there's like a jazz feeling. It's like, oh man, I could have gone on another hour and I would have been totally fine.
Well, don't tell anybody about this, but we actually slowly leak laughing gas into the air during the shows.
That makes so much more sense.
So not a lot, because we don't want everybody acting completely goofy, but we do leak a little bit into the air. In fact, it was right under the chair in front of you.
Knew it.
Yeah.
I knew I felt
weird. That's why that corner of the room was a little more active.
And you want to know what else was great about the other night?
What?
I made a couple comments, but I made at least two where Jim said, I was just going to say that, Bethany.
Yes.
And I felt so smart.
And you've only been to this one, but I think all three of them, the experts that we got, were good with the audience. I think at first it's a little hard, because I had
no.
Oh God.
What's gonna happen?
What happens now?
What happens? We're playing chicken.
Who gives way?
We're playing chicken.
I have the bigger car, so you give way, old man.
Oh, he did look.
He looked like an Amish guy who's behind the wheel for the first time.
Oh, look, this tree.
Oh no! Oh no!
Aw.
Just fell over.
It did. How does that happen?
I don't know. Like a bear probably knocked it over.
I was going to say wind, but bears work.
Well, how come it didn't get anything else?
Well, it didn't look like it had enough roots. I have never noticed those monuments back there.
Really? Oh, did you just notice them now? Or
just now.
Really?
Just now.
Wow. Bethany Engling learning on a morning drive with Matt. What's my last name?
I don't remember.
We'll pull over here and catch up on the comments.
Oh, okay.
All right, we come to a nice soft stop.
Oh,
All
that
right.
was very good.
That was. Okay, BKW says, hello, Bethany. It was great meeting you in April. Project Pass says, good morning, everyone. Stopped in to get my Gettysburg fix. Marie says, good morning, America. This weather has been crazy, with a half frowny face. What do you call that? It's more like a... Yeah. Marie says, said hi. Okay. Ty said, Matt is not pithy. He is pissy.
There's that too.
That's true. Eric says she got a shoulder injury from trying to pull my arm out of the socket.
That's not true.
6 Questions says hi. Jeff Pasnick says the secret to the youthful look is the witchcraft that Brandy practices. Seriously, it was a pleasure to meet and spend time with you. So I'm putting words in there that aren't there. Seriously, it was a pleasure to spend time with you all. Likewise, Jeff. You and Brandy are very funny. I liked having you guys around. Peter Zach says, we are at the era of having to wear a sign around our necks with our disability. Yes, and I can't hear. So everybody yell when you're around me. Sixth question says, hello, Bethany.
Hi.
Fraser Baby says, how about the extremely fast talkers? Please slow it down a tad. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know. For me, let me think here. Because it's kind of like when you mumble and you're slow, really slow. When you talk really slow and you're mumbling, I'm not really getting. Yeah, I'd rather you talk fast when you're mumbling because it requires more air to talk fast, so therefore you'll be a little louder by accident. And you also your words will be. Yeah, because I can't hear. What? Peter Zach says, question for Bethany. Why do people always try to talk to guys from another room? Oh, Peter, that's a great one. Why do women? He's meaning
always
women.
want to talk to.
Cindy will do that. Yeah.
Room?
So here's another thing. We'll be talking, and I'll have to run into the kitchen, which is right next to the living room. I'll have to run into the kitchen for a glass of water or something like that as we're talking. As I get up and walk away, her volume should be increasing. She sees me walking away, but it stays the same.
Now, see, the problem...
Or we're already in other rooms, and she'll be like, Matt, and I'll go, what? She'll be loud enough for Matt, and then I'll go, what? And then she'll be like, is it a refrigerator? And then I go, what? Man, refrigerator. And then I now have to walk into the room. So I have to drop what I'm doing and exert myself to go those 14 steps into the other room so I can hear what she had to say. And she's not the only one who does this. And I know this because I keep sending her reels on Instagram that I find where other couples are making fun of that.
Yeah. Now, in our case...
And younger couples, by the way. It's not I'm getting old and hard of hearing. It's a real thing with younger couples whose senses are still intact. They notice the same thing. Go ahead.
In Mark's case, Mark is hard of hearing, although he'll never go get it checked.
Okay.
But I can hear him, and I know he hears me. And he uses this as an excuse to ignore me. Because I can hear him just fine in the other room. So me screaming at the top of my lungs going, Mark! And he acts like he can't hear me. It makes me want to kill. And what he doesn't realize is I've got 6,000 acres of unused land in my disposal.
To bury him in that people aren't allowed to go on anymore. So,
I know.
So yeah, you're right. It'll never be discovered.
Yeah, and volunteer work day is coming up real soon.
Ty Webb says, people treat the implosion of the National Tower like 9/11 or the JFK assassination. Everyone knows where they were when it happened.
You are so true.
It's true. It was Gettysburg's 9/11.
It was
a year before 9/11, I think. Was it 99 or
2000?
Oh, it was 97? Whatever it was, I remember my dad and I were staying at the Quality Inn down there. The visitor center was still where it was, across from the cemetery on Tonatown. And we saw this crowd gathering in Ziegler's Grove. No, we just got there, I think, that day. And so we just get settled in and we're like, well, let's go see what's going on before dinner and blah, blah, blah. And I see this big crowd up on the hill on Ziegler's Grove. And we're like, I wonder what's going on over there. So we go over and, I mean, we're not even there. We weren't even there long enough for me to say to somebody, excuse me, what's going on? And I heard boom, 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 boom. And I see the tower buckle and then it falls. And then all these dorks start cheering. And I was like, what the fuck just happened? Like, I couldn't believe it. Because I didn't know it was controversial. I mean, we always thought it was ugly, but we always knew when we were near, because when we would come down, we would take 81 to 34 and at Carlisle, and we'd take that road. And so when we would come down off of Hers Ridge on the Carlisle Road, we could see the tower and we knew we were close. And for years after they got rid of the tower, it took me forever to find Gettysburg.
You just drove right through it.
I just drove right through it, and I said, this looks familiar, but I haven't seen the tower yet. Anyway, yeah, and you know, I thought that, well, I forget that guy. Was it Ozenstein or I forget the guy's name that built it.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Something like that. And these people around here eviscerated him. Like he never
recovered.
They treated him like he was Hitler. And you know, and honestly, I think as ugly as that was, something like that is what this whole area is lacking. Because that was a way, I know people, I've never been up it, but I know people who have been up it, and they said it was, you know, as a kid, they said it was great because it helped the battle make sense. It showed the scope of the battlefield. And yeah, it was ugly to look at, but you know what? I think, you know, to me it was educational, but because it was a business, it's evil. But to me, the middle school over by Culp's Hill is just as ugly as the National Tower. But that's a taxpayer supported thing for the children and education and all that stuff. Nobody's getting rich off of that, so it's okay. But to me, they're both visibly abominable. Like, I think they're both ugly to look at, and you know, but they both serve a purpose. The problem is how they're classified with the IRS.
Do you think if the national park had owned the National Tower, it wouldn't have been as big of a deal?
Oh, I think people would have thought it was the greatest thing in the world. The very people that cheered it's going down, I think they would have, yeah, that's just part of the national park, you know. It's a sacred thing to them once it becomes part of the national park.
If only this woman knew.
If only she knew that she was on camera right now while on her phone.
This is why I don't go out in public anymore, because so many people.
You never know. And around here, I'm seeing more and more people now that the law has changed. I'm seeing more and more people, you know, freely exercising their First Amendment rights with their cameras out here. Good morning, 6Q. Okay, there we go. Ty Webb, Fast Talkers, Low Talkers, Kramer, and Rickshaws. Is this show a plug for Seinfeld?
Yes.
Dayrose says, I called out of work this morning for the first time this year. Congratulations.
So proud.
You've made it a whole quarter. Six Questions says, okay, they're talking to each other. Gillespie says, buy Bethany a coffee as well. All right, I will.
You're so cute.
She'll get a small. And Jeff says, 6Q, feel better soon. Oh, what's wrong with 6Q? Oh, I feel like death warmed over. What's wrong with you now, Mike? Every other week with you.
I swear. And I give him a big hug if I get sick.
Every night, you two. Paging Dr. Kevorkian. Whoa.
Oh, whoa.
God bless you, 6Q.
Ah.
6Q says, it hit me hard yesterday evening. It is either cold or allergies. I'm isolating myself at work. Well, you're not isolating if you're at work. Michael. Ty Webb says, Matthew, you know he's pocketing the extra sawbuck for himself. That's right, exactly.
I'm used to people abusing me. Oh,
that's
you're
terrible.
So cute, though.
The audience analyzing the battle with the guides is great. Thank you, Peter. A Heart's Horny Guy says, I knew it. I agree with Bethany's evaluation of Matt. Mentally ill, I think is what you said. I agree with Bethany. Bethany was great on Saturday, running a camera and giving comments that were insightful. Yeah, that's the thing. When you first spoke up, I was like, oh, good, the cameraman's getting in on it. And then Dan, that got Dan joining the party. Court didn't say anything, but like I like that even the crew was getting involved, even though technically there was one person who was technically crew, but because I was paying him, but otherwise he wouldn't do it. I'd have no comment. Jeffrey says, it's a great feeling to make a comment and the guide or someone else agrees. Yeah.
It really is.
It is, because, see, thank you. Okay. So, the idea came to me for a couple of reasons why. It came to me a couple of years ago. And I was get that exact feeling that Jeff just talked about. I get that on the show all the time. And I look at myself as the member of the audience, right? Because I don't have, I literally dropped out of college. I am not a licensed guide. My IQ is 60.
Shut up.
And I just love this stuff. I love good stories. I love history. I love the drama and the horror of combat. I don't love the horror. I fear the horror, and I cringe at the horror, and so I respect it, and I respect the people who put themselves through that. And I respect people like licensed guides or rangers, authors, other PhDs, all these people that have accomplished something in their field, and know what they're talking about. And so when I sit and talk to them and make a point like Jeff says, and they agree with me, or they say, oh, that's a really good point, or whatever, I then realize their degrees are bullshit. Their licenses are bullshit.
Shut up!
Because if I can make a point that they think is good or they've never thought of,
all right,
then
all right. From now on,
no. That's where
because you're always mad.
That's where I went to Bizarro World. I was just making a joke. No, that was supposed to be a shot at everybody. All right, let me go to where I really. So I realized then that is a good feeling when somebody who is far more qualified than you agrees with you, or you actually add something that they never thought of. And that's happened to me numerous times on the show over the last 6 years. And I go, this is a really good feeling. And I go, I know if I'm feeling this way, then someone else might feel that way too. Even if it's, if we get 20 people, but only 5 people got that feeling out of it, well, that's 5 people that got that feeling out of it. And the other 20 or the other 15 might have gotten someone else.
I think a lot of people enjoyed it.
Whatever. No, I think they enjoyed it. I'm just saying that feeling that Jeff says where it makes you feel good when an expert agrees. So that was the original idea. I said, I got to do something where we can do that. And then, to be honest, well, I won't be detailed, but I'll be honest, there are a few things that happened with the pillars of the community last year that were, I don't know what the word would be, a little detrimental to addressing Gettysburg's operations, certainly disrespectful in some other ways, but definitely a big middle finger from those pillars to addressing Gettysburg. And by the last one in December, I said, you know what? Screw it. I'm not going to try to work with them anymore. I'm not going to try to be nice to people who don't want your niceness. I'm going to do my own thing, and I'm going to do it how I see it should be done. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying this is why I think nobody is interested in history anymore. It's because of the way you people do this shit hasn't changed since 1960. And it's not 1960 anymore. And the public is not raised the same way. And so you keep doing what the dinosaurs did, and I'll look towards the future. And so that's what we're trying to do. And I guarantee you, if people like this and people start talking about it, all these douchebags are going to start doing it too. And who cares? So I was saying that to somebody after the show to Elaine. I was saying it to Elaine. I was like, yeah, but if people like this, then and I started naming names, and I said, they're all going to start doing it. And she goes, who cares? And I go, I care, because I'm the guy that innovated it for this little area. And then everybody's going to take it and not credit it. And they'll, continue to rake in the millions of dollars of donations from people who think they're actually doing something. Anyway, Bethany, the point I'm trying to make here is that the audience has thoughts. The audience has analyses. They have their own ideas, and they have their questions, and they need to be heard from more. And the home for people who want to participate, not only as someone consuming knowledge, but sharing knowledge and exploring ideas, their home is here at Addressing Gettysburg. Thank you very much.
Oh, it sounds much more exciting when we're in the car.
It does. All right. Good morning, Paul. How are you? Tom Canavan says, morning all. Great time Saturday night. Thank you, Tommy. Hearts Horny guy says, oh, that was 2000 when they knocked. Yeah, I thought it was 2000.
No, because I was younger than that. I wasn't in 8th grade.
Yeah, you had to have been. Because it was for 8th grade. You were in 8th. Oh, I guess so, yeah. No, I think it was 2000. I feel like it was. Or 99. It was late 90s or 2000. But I think he's right. I think it was 2000. Tom Canavan says, Gettysburg 9/11. Really? Just July 1863 was... Oh, Tom, you know I'm kidding. Paul says, Tower was 2000. I had just moved into town and was on overnights at the embassy. Right.
We had an embassy?
No, down in Washington, I guess. Garrick says, hi, Matt. Just jumped on from taking my patient to the hospital. Another listener? Remember that guy, Harry, that called in and said that he's an EMT and he's taking somebody to the hospital and they were listening to the show?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's him.
Oh, okay.
Tom Canavan, that tower music was awful. What was the tower music? The music they played in the tower.
I don't remember.
I don't either. I was never there. There's a video on YouTube that someone had taken going through the tower.
Really?
Before, yeah.
I'll have to watch it because I think I have memories of it, but I'm not sure if that's where I was.
Yeah. Babber Schultz just joined. Hello, Babber. Better late than never, I always say, Babber. Peter says, you should think about taking a battlefield guide on the street and ask a tourist. Yeah, we've got some ideas like that. That's a good one, though, with a guide. Phil Fucus says, the Pennsylvania Memorial has a decent 360 of the battlefield.
True.
It does, but not all of the battlefield. The tower went down on July 3rd, 2000. That makes sense, because we would have been here July 3rd, that time of year, yes. Music was twangy country style. Okay. Yeah, I seem to remember from watching that video, just that, really awful music. It's like in a movie where they're on a road trip and they go in the middle of Nebraska and they stop at some general store that's been there since, the 30s. Mm-hmm. And it hasn't changed much. And there's that little tiny 3-inch speaker transistor radio in the corner playing Hank Williams or whatever.
This is very specific.
I know. There's a video of it coming down. No, I know there's the video of it coming down, but it might be on Facebook. I don't remember where I saw it, but someone had posted a video that they had taken as a tourist a couple of years before it went down.
Okay.
Just walking through and the view and everything.
I'll have to check it out because I'm pretty sure I do have memories of that.
Yeah. All right, we're going to continue along on our journey.
Here we go. What a beautiful, gloomy day.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's not total gloom.
I love days like this. I'm not gonna get sunburnt. My retinas aren't frying. It's not super hot. I have a sweater on.
That's not a sweater. It's a
cover. It's a cover up.
Yeah.
Although it's
sweater, I think of like that heavy. That's not heavy.
I have a wrap. There we go.
A wrap, there you go. A sarong.
Oh, you're making me hungry.
Because you said wrap?
No, I'm just hungry. I'm always hungry. It's like a that when I'm around you, we're eating.
Yes.
So I'm constantly hungry when I'm around you for some reason.
When I'm around you, I'm constantly hungry. You make me want to eat so much.
It's all the pot you smoke. Who's this? This guy looks familiar.
I can't tell.
Look up,
sir.
Look up.
Santa Claus.
No, I don't know who that was. Did we just not pass this woman?
No. This is a new one.
Oh, she has her hair up.
Totally different outfit too.
No, it was yellow.
I don't think she's jogging. I think she's running from someone.
No, she's not. She's running from someone. Well, she's gonna run into those guys back there.
Ty Webb says, shortly after the National Tower went down, Alan Jackson wrote a song about it, profiting off the tragedy. Where were you? Remember? No,
No.
You're too young to get that.
Posted.
Bethany's favorite date, May 5th. because it's not hot or cold, and all you need is a light jacket.
True story. Yesterday was May the 4th. May the 4th be with you.
God.
We just groaned. It was a visible groan.
You know, because the May the 4th be with you. Okay. Enough. That means today is 5-0 de Mayo.
And happy, I'm not applauding you.
You thought you were applauding him. No, sir. We're doing a driving video on YouTube. Okay? We're not applauding you for being 72 years old and able to jog, and I can't.
It does make me look like a royal asshole, though.
Yeah, I know.
Today is May 5th. It is my brother-in-law's birthday. He's 41.
Oh, congratulations. God, happy birthday, Dave. The big 4-1. Well, I'll tell you,
What?
Cinco de Mayo. Americans, this is what, I don't know what happened to us, folks, but I am ashamed of us. Here's why.
God, here we go.
Here's why I'm ashamed of Americans. We go, diversity is our strength. Okay, fine. But why do you want diversity? So you have more excuses to drink. That's it. Cinco de Mayo. It's another drinking day. They call it the Mexican St. Patrick's Day. Okay? And what is St. Patrick's Day? Oh, well, that was like the political correctness of like the 19 teens or whatever. They're like, let's embrace the Irish just so we can drink. You see, it's just for the holiday, and it's the excuse to then, kiss me, I'm Irish. Everybody's Irish on St. Patrick's Day. No, it isn't. You're not Irish. You're just using it as an excuse to drink your face off.
Random humans.
Right. Cinco de Mayo. Excuse to wear sombreros and drink too much Corona and tequila.
Ugh.
Okay? But this is what it is. It's an excuse. And you go, we love Mexicans. We love our Latino brothers and sisters. No, you don't. You love the excuse that their holiday gives you to have another day where you drink your face off. And then, of course, June 16th, Matmas Day. Big, huge holiday, right? Everybody likes to drink. Everybody likes to bring gifts to the office at 224 Court Alley in Gettysburg and leave them there for me. And they go and they drink on my behalf and in honor of me. And you know what? It's flattering, but it just looks bad, folks. Like, it just looks bad. You really want to drink your face off? Go drink your face off. You don't need an excuse.
My birthday's all messed up this year.
Why? When is your birthday?
It's May 29th.
May 29th.
But I am not. It's not on Memorial Day this year.
Oh.
Like normally.
Oh, when is Memorial Day? May 35th?
It's the 24th this year, I think.
What?
Yeah, I know.
How does that work?
I don't know.
Oh, because it's the last Monday in May. Isn't that right?
I don't know.
It's the last Monday in May, and then there's more days after. Why is May so weird this month? This year?
Know. Why is May so weird this month?
Now you should try doing a Battlefield tour with a guide and Corey Feldman. Oh my God.
Corey Feldman?
What's up with the youth? What's up with the youth? He's one of the greatest pop stars of all time. Michael Jackson told him that his song "What's Up with the Youth" would have been a #1 hit, and he was ready to call Tommy Mottola and make it a hit. But Corey wanted to do it the honest way, because if he got that hit, and they knew it was because of Michael Jackson, and it would just never be legitimate.
Are you making this shit up?
No, this is what he said. I'm mildly obsessed with the train wreck that is Corey Feldman,
and
I don't know if you're aware of what a mess he is.
This.
Oh God, this guy is amazing. A tremendous talent never existed in his body, and he doesn't know it. And he might have been a good actor as a kid. But how do you what?
How you act as a child does not always translate to acting as an adult.
No. Yeah, no. Corey Feldman is. He's an interesting character.
I can't honestly say I've heard or seen or thought about Corey Feldman in years.
Well, as a guy who does a show on YouTube and stuff, I watch a lot of YouTube, to find if there's anything interesting to play or talk about, but also to just kind of see how other shows set up. Of course, I don't watch other shows that are on my level. I watch shows that are way above my level and go, why can't I have all that? Their camera floats across the room. Why can't mine? Oh, because you have no budget. So, you're in a little tiny room, and all that other stuff. But anyway, I digress. I always like to aspire to something, right? I don't, yes, this is where I am now, but I don't plan to be there forever.
People aren't watching you because you're a train wreck.
No. What? No. I'm saying, what? No, I'm saying
People
I watch all
Corey
this.
Feldman because he's a train wreck.
Correct.
They're not watching you because you're a train wreck.
I'm not comparing myself to Corey Feldman.
Was that not what you were just doing?
No. I'm comparing myself to other YouTubers. He's not a YouTuber.
Oh.
So I'm comparing myself to people who have talk shows, which is what we do on either, our show or Ask a Guides. They're talk shows. So I look at other talk shows and I look at the set they have and what they're doing with the cameras and the lighting and everything. And the thing is, this is why I play the lottery. I need to. What are you doing?
That's the new spot up there.
For what?
They're going to build the Gettysburg shopping mall.
Yes. You need space. So I bought more lottery tickets the other day so I could buy a building and make my own TV studio.
Did you win?
I bought them. I haven't checked them yet.
Oh.
I have a pretty good feeling this one's a winner.
Okay, good.
Yeah, this is going to be the one. This will be the one.
I've never bought a lottery ticket in my life.
It's stupid. Most I've ever won was like, I don't know. Well, on a scratch off, I won $500.
Yeah. Mark won $200 on one that my stepdad got him for Christmas. That's what we get from my stepdad.
Well, it's not bad. I mean, it usually just ends up being nothing, though. So it's like somebody got you nothing.
Yeah, right?
It's like, you got me a chance for Christmas. Thank you.
I think the thing is, he enjoys the childlike exuberance that we display as we scratch them.
Yeah, but the older you get, though, don't you kind of realize the chances of this being anything substantial is so slim?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Jean says, good morning. Good morning, Melissa. Who is in the truck this morning? Wait, is that Bethany? Oh, yes. Good morning, Matt. It is Bethany. 60-second PVI Bugler says, good morning. You know him, her, him, her, him?
Yep,
him?
that's my local peeps.
All right. Eric says, at TC, you're the recording. I did the heritage hike this weekend with my son, so I did dinner with my daughter and then spent the evening recovering. That sounds like a long day.
It was a long day. I feel bad for them. That's the one event we do that I wish people were like, nope, not doing it.
Yeah.
Because I feel bad.
Peter Zach says, that's why they got rid of Columbus Day. It wasn't a drinking holiday. I don't know. I mean, in New York, it seemed like it was a drinking holiday. Observing it from the outside looking in. See, there you go. Sharon says, I don't need an excuse to drink my head off. That's what I'm talking about. You don't need no stinking holidays. You can do it anytime you want. And that's what I'm saying. I think people think it gives them some kind of inoculation to get shit-faced on St. Patrick's or Cinco or 4th of July. Like they're just like, well, everybody's doing it, so I could show what a lush I am. But a real drinker, a true drinking American, doesn't need no holiday. He just needs a glass full of drink.
And a place to do it at.
That's right. Doesn't even need that. Could Do it right in the middle of a field. Wasn't it the three amigos in the Battle of Santa Poco defeating El Guapo who gave us Mexican independence? That's true. Peter says, oh, you need a reaction video with Beth on strange pop culture. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. Ty Webb says, my mother thought we had to celebrate Cinco de Mayo by making the most Karen tacos in history. Unseasoned beef with lettuce and cheese. Ugh. All right, so this is another thing I can't stand. Okay. And I started noticing it around in Pennsylvania when I moved to Pennsylvania, no matter where I go in Pennsylvania. Listen, folks. Okay.
Oh, God. He's so excited about this.
Well, here's the thing. If you're going to make ethnic foods, okay, just develop a little curiosity as to, well, how the ethnic foods are made. And I'll tell you something, tacos are not made with Old El Paso. Now, by the way, that is fine. That is far preferable to the way I've seen tacos and, by extension, chili being made in Pennsylvania. It is the blandest, grossest, and in some cases sweetest. Well, I'm not finished. Okay. Taking a can of tomatoes, smushing it up, throwing it in with some ground beef and some salt and pepper, maybe some garlic, and no hot peppers of no spice of any kind. That is not chili. And when you call it chili because you put some sour cream and shredded cheese on top of it, you're insulting my taste buds. Okay? Now, I have to admit, I'm a little spoiled here.
Yes, you are.
Because I grew up in North Jersey, just outside of New York, and that New York City to Philadelphia corridor is some of the best food you'll ever have in the world. And it is very rich in flavor. And if you have Mexican food, chances are Mexicans are making it. And so you're exposed to this stuff and you see the difference. And, once I had a good Mexican meal at a Mexican restaurant, I never, ever had Old El Paso again.
There you go.
When Mom would say, oh, it's taco night, I'm like, oh, where are we going? She'd be like, oh, I'm just going to make it at home. I said, I'll pass. I'll pass, Mom. I'll pass on the Old El Paso instead of passing the Old El Paso, which was there.
Trying to be nice.
No. By the time I had a real Mexican meal, I wasn't having Mommy's meals anymore. I was out on my own. There weren't any Mexican places growing up near me, or if there were, we didn't go to them. What is going on here?
I don't know.
Oh, just stopped. Okay.
Stopped.
Let's do a little first day, guys. It's a little first day. We have Bethany Yingling with us, a rare treat on our little journey here. So we'll spend a little extra time with Bethany.
Oh, hi.
Anyway, yeah, that's it. It's the same thing with the sweet sauce on the pizza in PA and upstate New York. I've had it there. I don't know what that is.
What do you prefer on pizza?
Well, it's tangy. It's salty. It's garlicky. It's tangy. It's not sweet. That's not pizza sauce. I don't know what that is. That's dessert. What you guys have out here is dessert.
Oh.
Yeah.
I saw the construction vehicles ahead.
Oh, for what?
I don't know. I see a big excavator.
Is she right?
I don't know. I'm going to say yes, but I'm not 100% sure. Oh, they're not on the road. We're fine.
Oh, they're up there. Okay.
They're digging out the front yard at the Federal Point.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Look at that. It's so intense. They need extra buckets for the excavator.
Wow. What are they digging up?
I don't know. Sidewalk closed. No joke. I would hope.
That's the Federal Point in there in front of us, ladies and gentlemen. The old Meade School.
Oh, look how well framed it is in the shot.
Yes,
oh my God.
And it's
like you tried it.
There's the Federal Point. No, what do they call the pub? The pub downstairs. Some good food down there.
Yeah, we had that the other day.
Yeah, we did. Now, what is this now? Heartland Diner.
Hot Diner.
Yeah. So is it Dunlap's again? basically?
It's basically Dunlap's again, yeah.
Okay.
But it looked like they were open for dinner the other day.
Well, I think there was a time
dinner.
that Dunlap's was open for dinner way back when. We're going to go over to Middle Street.
And down.
And we'll go up to Reynolds.
Ooh.
I know what we're going to do, okay?
Okay.
We're going to go up. We're going to go Middle Street to Reynolds. Reynolds over to 30. 30 down to Seminary. Seminary down to Confederate. Loop back around, come up back to Bantam. Bing, pow, Bob's your uncle. You're in your car. I'm in the office. Well, I'm going in to get a coffee, and I'll get you a coffee. And then I'm in the office.
Okay.
That's the plan, Stan.
All right, I love it.
Make a new plan, Stan. What?
You just Stan planned me. I'm so proud.
What, did I know Paul Simon?
No, it's just my dad says that all the time, and I feel like I say it all the time, and people have started saying it. I feel like I'm an influencer.
Oh, yes.
Oh, God. Folks, that was the sound of me having my body wrecked by Matt hitting the curb.
I feel like I'm an influencer.
I do.
Why is that?
Because I'll make up sayings, and people then will start saying them. Or I've heard them somewhere and don't realize it. And then I'm really just a follower.
I think you're a little unaware of the world around you, and you say or do things that are quite commonly said or done, but you don't know it. And then when you finally hear it, and you thought you invented it. You're like how Michael Scott thought he invented the unicorn before he ever saw a unicorn.
Why are you dashing?
I'm not dashing. I'm trying to just bring you into reality a little bit, because that's happened to me. I've done that before.
I think I'm amazing.
I thought I wrote the Laura Branigan song Self-Control. What?
This is when you say, Bethany, you are amazing.
I totally agree.
You full of shit.
You are amazing. All right, let's see what people say as we're going here. So yes, the Karen Tacos, that's where I left off. Peter Zach says your talk show is far advanced as it is. Oh, thank you. It's far as advanced as it is compared to, hobbyist podcasters. But, we're not, we can do better than that, folks. We can do better. Paul, but thank you anyway. Paul says another shopping plaza in Gettysburg. Yes. Right, I know. It's New Jersey. Ty Webb says he was in Stand By Me, so Corey Feldman always gets a bit of pass in my book. But Ty, that's when he was good, because he was in his time. The problem was after his time, he ruined his time with drugs. Yeah, and then when he got over it and got older, nobody wanted to hear from him anymore, and he didn't know what else to do. And and in a way, I do. I relate. I don't know what else to do if I don't do this. Honestly, it took me 30 friggin' years of feeling around blind to figure this out. There's nothing else I'm interested in. Is this Ron?
Out of his car, waiting for us.
Standing all
looking
he's
adorable.
Been sitting around this whole time.
Look at how adorable he is. Hi.
You've been standing here waiting this whole time?
No, I've been sitting there. I got my coffee and my Lano nerd guide.
I love it. How are you?
Tomorrow. Good.
Anything new? Oh, listening to us?
Yeah.
Oh, you're so cute.
Yeah. Well, good. It's actually kind of not bad weather-wise to just be kind of hanging out here.
No, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I was out with 6 questions yesterday. He gave me a little mini tour.
Oh, yeah?
He didn't make me sick.
I was going to say, did he get you sick?
Oh, my God.
He didn't seem that sick yesterday.
Patient zero.
It sometimes just hits him. Like, he'll be fine on Thursday, and then Friday, he's like, I'm in the ER, So it's...
Well, hopefully it's just a little allergy thing.
Yeah, probably
He'll be fine.
is.
He has no choice but to be fine.
Yeah. All right, I got this car coming up behind
All right.
me here.
Hey,
Lovely
nice to
seeing
See you,
you
Rod. Have a
here.
safe trip
Take
home.
care. You too.
We'll see you later. All right, there you go. That was Ron Moore there, hanging
So
out
cute.
on the battlefield, and
Oh my God, yeah, air. Oh,
yes, fresh air.
hello.
I always prefer fresh air to air conditioning if I can get it, you know?
Yeah, me too.
Nice work if you can get it, and you can get it if you try. All right, so we're going to turn right here on the Chambersburg Pike, and then we're going to go to Seminary, down Confederate,
And then back up around.
get us some coffee.
You're going on the yellow.
Oops,
Folks, don't do this at home.
I'm a trained professional.
You know what I've always wanted to learn how to do?
Yes.
I've always wanted.
Spelunk.
Oh God, no. I've always wanted to learn how to do that thing where you're driving really fast and you pull the brake and then you turn and you go into like a parking spot.
I used to do that actually in high school
Are you kidding?
until I wrecked. No, I never did that.
I want to be a stunt driver, but I don't want to actually be in the car when it's happening.
You know what's funny? I have known since high school. I'll bet you I've met 4 females who have expressed that they wanted to be either a race car driver or a stunt driver. And and it's funny because it's like they were never the type that you would think would want to be either one.
Is this also how you also think that the type of music I listen to, it doesn't fit me as well?
Death metal?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you don't seem like a death metal person at all.
I know. I don't know why. Maybe that's how I get my rage out.
I think so. Well, you know what? Listen, here's the reality of life, okay? I'll give you another one.
A golden nugget.
Nice people, such as yourself, and I would call you a people pleaser. Would you agree with that?
Oh, 100.
Right.
Yeah.
So people pleasers too often put their own needs and desires and wants aside for those of others. And then when it comes time for them, they either don't know what to do, don't have the energy to do anything, or don't have the time to do anything, or have no one around them who will do for them what they do for others. And they might recognize it along the way, and it bothers them.
And so
But they choke it down. They choke it down. And they choke it down. And they keep choking it down. And then somewhere along the way, they just happen to be sitting at a light, and the guy pulls up next to him, and he's got some music going like...
You do that very well.
And then some guy's like... And then this person, to that sweet people pleaser, with all of that resentment pushed down,
It sounds great.
they hear it's music to their ears. Whereas most, normal, regulated, mentally stable people hear that and go, "What the hell is wrong with the person who wrote that shit?" And the person who's listening to it, you go, "Is that Mozart?" Right? To me, it sounds like farting into a distorted microphone.
Maybe
To
I
you,
just like
it
the
sounds
sound
like
of farts.
Mozart. Maybe. So, I think that's why it appeals to, because a lot of the people I've known in my life who are into death metal or heavy metal or whatever
Are people pleasers?
well, they're not necessarily people pleasers, but they're quiet. And just because somebody's quiet doesn't mean they don't have something to say. It just means they're shy.
Has ever accused me of being quiet in my
No,
life.
but you're a people pleaser. So it's more than one type of personality that this applies to, according to Dr. Sigmund Matt. But anyway, so like I knew a guy who was the quietest kid in our class, never aggressive in any way. I've seen people kind of like push him aside, and he would just kind of stand there and take it and not say word one. And then high school came around, and it was like 8th grade, 7th, 8th grade is when we all kind of just start to discover our musical tastes and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like big into Metallica, but at that time Metallica was really big.
Mm-hmm.
So, whatever. But like Nothing Else Matters was really big. Or I think they had another song at that time too. That was a big one. And that's what I liked, and that's what like all my friends liked. But like Kevin, he liked everything going back to the early days and I remember being at his house one time and he was playing, and it just sounded like everybody just like, okay, 1, 2, 3, make noise. And that's what, like, I was like, what is this? This is shit. And what? So anyway, so that kind of surprised me. But then all through high school, super quiet, never played any sports, never did anything aggressive, nothing like that. Gets out of high school, goes in the Marines.
Yeah.
And he's a full-fledged person now. So he's just, quiet people are actually the ones you got to watch out for.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones who just have all the time and energy to observe.
Yeah.
While the rest of us idiots are putting on a show.
Yeah. But they're observing.
Oh, yeah, and they've got their thoughts. And I'll bet you their thoughts of you are not as flattering as your thoughts of you are.
That's true.
Right?
That's 100% true. Although, I choose to believe that I'm a delight. Otherwise, I don't know what I would do.
I think you are, and I think most mutual friends that we have, all of our mutual friends think you're a delight. Apparently, others find you to be intimidating and mean.
Yeah. Everybody I work with thinks I'm intimidating and mean.
I've not seen that side of you.
I know.
But I get to see the fun side. It's what we do isn't serious, so it's not like work.
We're going around.
Oh, of course. We give them a view of the field of Pickett's charge.
There she be.
And then I catch up on some of the thingamabobs
that's
here.
a good one, yeah.
Ty Webb, how the Academy ignored Feldman's performance is still the greatest snub in Oscar history, right? One E-Nerd retracted his message. One E-Nerd, I thought you were going to be at the show on Saturday. G Status says, hell yeah. Eric says, so what I just heard from Bethany is that she wishes I hadn't come down and had done the Heritage Hike. So her life would have been better if I wasn't around last weekend. Gee, thanks, Beth.
Up,
no,
Eric.
she thinks you should have come to the show instead and supported an organization that really needs your help as opposed to the Heritage Hike. Ty Webb says, Jeff, his father stormed the beach at Normandy and they couldn't even give him an Oscar. I haven't watched them since.
Oh, yeah, there is a Goonies 2.
Yes.
Goonies 2 will be interesting. Yeah, it will be.
I don't think he's in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think I saw an interview with him and he's not in it.
Well, that's rude.
Well, because he's a dick. Hartshorn guy. I don't know why I keep seeing it that way. What if I make my tacos with salsa from New York City? That would be okay. That would be fine. Because I'll bet, unless it's Old El Paso salsa that you bought at a grocery store in New York City, that does not count. But if it's made at a restaurant in New York City, that is good.
Isn't it Old El Paso made in New York?
Well, if it's made in New York, then it's a lie.
Okay.
Because their whole thing was, pass the Old El Paso, taste the Old Southwest, or something like that. So if I'd be very disappointed. I mean, maybe it's formulated elsewhere, but then put together in New York. I don't know. Real Mexican requires mayo. They put it on everything. Yeah, they do, don't they? They do like mayo. I love Mexican food. Do you like Mexican food? I love Mexican food. Damn, now I want tacos, says Paul. Tom says, also passing that Old El Paso is rough.
True story. True words.
Gene, Old El Paso is nasty. Thank you. It is. You know what it is? Remember the Dana Carvey character, the church lady? It's her version of salsa. Okay? Where she pronounces it salsa. All right, and then she, I just take my tomato, my onion, and pepper, and you just like chop it up and put it together. You don't do anything to it. You don't use I don't know. The best salsa, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, when you come to Gettysburg and you say, oh, where are we going to go to dinner? Oh, there's a 45-minute wait here, a 50-minute wait there, a 140-year wait at this place. Go a little bit out of town, barely out of town, okay? Not even to Seminary Ridge, out on Buford Avenue. It's a place called Montezuma's. They have the best salsa you'll ever have in your life. You'll love it so much, you'll ask them for a container of it to go so you can take it home with you and enjoy it home.
And
but I
they're
guess
all very
what?
sweet,
It
too.
won't be the same because it's the best at the restaurant, fresh with the nice hot tortilla chips. Go ahead. What'd you say?
They're just very nice people.
Yes, they are. Hey, it's my old apartment there. Hey, it's my old apartment is there.
We must have drove past their apartment.
Yes. Ty Webb says, you eat at Dunlap's and you gut. And you gut.
Your gut.
I know. I'm trying to read it the way he wrote it. And your gut done lapped over your belt. Gotcha. I'm sorry, I ruined it. That was funny, Ty. I'm sorry. 60 Seconds says, Bethany had the influencer. She's from Clarion, you know.
True. Everybody's moving.
How
there
could I
now.
forget? Is that true? Everybody's moving to Clarion?
Yeah. Everybody's like, yeah, fuck this shit. I'm going to Clarion.
Well, I don't think that's what they meant by go west, young man. Ty says, clap, clap, clap for Ron's dedication. Peter Zach says, Beth blew me away knowing Guar. Oh, yeah. Like, just the names of the bands. Guar. Like, you know. Ty Webb, taking rides with Bethany. Sighing sigh after sigh. It's nice work. Oh, taking rides with Bethany. Sighing sigh after sigh. It's nice work if you can get it. And Matt got it because he tried. I like Ty Webb.
Does
So
things
Ty
in
was
song
Ty
form.
was here for the second seminary show,
Okay.
and I said, "Oh, I can't believe this is the great Ty Webb." And he goes, "The mediocre Ty Webb." And I said, "No, you're really funny." He says he's got really funny shit, and if he's my age, he's a little younger, somewhere in our age range, right?
Yeah.
And but he knows these old songs, which of course I love old songs.
Yeah.
And so it's so he could speak my language. So if he would only move here and be like my writer on the show, we'd have a much better show.
Aww. The dog looking in all the cards.
Yeah, he wants to get in, leave. There's nothing wrong with listening to metal. Good for Bethany. Gene
is
there
a
is.
wonderful human.
There is. It tells me this person needs a hug. Jeff Passing said, could be that listening to death metal and trying to figure out the lyrics is the equivalent of what Matt hears when people are talking to him on a daily basis. That's why Matt listens to show tunes. First of all, I don't listen to show tunes. Frank Sinatra singing a show tune is not listening to show tunes. Thank you.
It's okay. It's
But
all
it is.
right.
But it is why I have
You're
to.
very aggressively against this.
Show tunes?
Yeah.
I hate show tunes.
Turn right.
No, I'm gonna lose service.
All right.
No, I actually show tunes is the one. See, this is the thing about show tunes. I look at show tunes and Bob Dylan the same way. You're saying to yourself, how does this work, asshole? I'll tell you how it works. Bob Dylan, great songwriter, horrible song singer and player. Can't stand his voice. Very little musical talent. But he's a great wordsmith.
Yes.
Okay.
True.
Now, put one of his songs in the capable hands of Eric Clapton or Guns N' Roses or anybody else, Peter, Paul, and Mary, all these people, you have a hit.
Yeah.
Okay, now, show tunes. Lyrically, melodically, written well.
You just don't like the way
I
people
don't
sing,
like
yeah.
the way show tunes are performed. It's super annoying.
Because it's acting.
It's vomiting. Okay, on the stage is what it is. That's what it is.
Okay.
The way they teach them, and I know it's how they teach them to do musicals, like the way they teach them to sing and to form the words and everything, it drives me insane. It makes my skin crawl. However, take a song from a show tune and put it in the masculine hands of Frank Sinatra or Dean Martin,
Yeah.
and you suddenly have a good song.
Yeah. True. You're 100%
Yeah.
right. I'm not disagreeing with you. It's just that then.
But like
take it
Legs
back.
Diamond prancing around going, "Hello, Frisco!" It's just not. It's just, to me, I'm like, what? This is just annoying. Was Legs Diamond even a Broadway? I don't even know. It just sounded like a. It sounded like a good name. Legs Diamond.
Hello, Frisco. Oh my God, you're not right.
I know.
Did you see those two buzzards just sitting there, like
Oh,
staring?
they're all
down?
over the house. Oh, you should see. I gotta take a picture next fall or winter. All the buzzards up in the trees with no leaves and the fog and mist because we're on the mountain. It'd make a great painting. Actually, I should try to do that.
You should try to do that.
Beth, who do you listen to? What kind of death metal do you like, Beth? You don't even know.
See, here's the problem: is I listen to it, but I don't usually know who it is.
So you're not.
It's just like
fan.
whatever's on the radio. Yeah, I'm not like, oh my God, I have to go to a Pantera concert.
Right.
Which we can't go to anyway.
But you
that's
know
okay.
Pantera.
But I know Pantera, and I love Rob Zombie.
Okay.
Okay, but like the harder Rob Zombie,
Right.
Not White Zombie.
Okay.
And then
Didn't know there was a difference.
There is. And I don't know. See, I guess it's not as hard metal, death metal as you would think. What?
Tom Cannon says definitely take a container home just in case you run out of gas. Gas?
He's so mean.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But, just basically I listen to that station and whatever's on. And if I know it, who the band is, that's great. If not, that's fine too. But then I also have Disney songs and show tunes.
Ugh.
And
But to me,
I'm
that's all the
over
same.
the place.
That's all the one and the same. Disney and show tunes.
If I can sing to it or shake my head to it, then I'm fine. I don't care what the music is. Oh, look. There's the old Bessie.
Oh, Bethy's Bessie. All right, let's see. What else? Ty Webb, thank you for the $10 super
that's
chat,
very
Ty.
sweet.
Very nice of you. I was sending that before the compliment he said on Bob Dylan. 100% on Bob Dylan. Thank you very much. Jeff Pasnick says, show tunes equals nails on the chalkboard. Chalk is misspelled, sir. For the younger crowd, chalkboards are before marker boards and smart boards. Now I feel old. Exactly. Ty Webb says, Frank Sinatra singing I Could Have Danced All Night is not the same as My Fair Lady.
True
Exactly.
story. Yeah.
Legs Diamond and Chesty LaRue. Peter Zach says, got to watch Repo, the genetic opera. Interested on your take of it.
I've never seen that one.
Is that English?
It's Repo, the genetic opera.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
All right. Is that... Oh, he's saying, okay, you've got to watch Repo, the genetic opera. Got it. Okay. Is that... Well, I'll try to find it. Tom Canavan says, try Nightwish's version of Phantom of the Opera tunes. See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you take the music and you put it into something palatable...
But then you can't take those versions and put them back into the show.
Well, okay, so I'll give you an example. So they made Jersey Boys, they made Moving Out, right? Both based on, I think they made some others based on rock music.
Yeah.
But they took those songs and show tuned them up, And I can't stand it. I cannot stand it.
Well,
look,
I guess it's because
you don't
seeing
sing
the show at the same time.
You don't sing "Moving Out" like, and if that's what you have in mind, then that's what it's all about. Good luck moving up, 'cause I'm moving out. Ha 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 ha. You don't do that. You sing like a goddamn man.
I really hope there's other people in this parking lot that are very confused right now.
They're like, why are they singing show tunes? I don't know. It's just, it's schlocky to me. It's not good. It's not good. It's lowbrow. In my very esteemed estimation, show tunes, it's like the low-hanging fruit. It captures the...
Yeah, it's so people like I can sing to it.
Yeah, I think it's... Maybe I think too much about music, which is why I hate show tunes. Like, maybe I'm too snobby.
Yeah, when I think of you, I think snobby.
With my music. It can't be show tunes. It can't be rap. It can barely be country.
But you...
Up to a certain year. It can't be death metal. Death metal's not music. It's the same as rap. Although it's very close to classical. Well, which I'll give death metal that. Heavy metal, death metal. There's a lot of classical in it. The playing is like you can't just play the guitar like that or all that really fast like that. So I'll give them, it's a little better than rap. But as far as the quality, it's a shame, all that talent, and it's you can't even make it out. But again, I'm an asshole who's actually accomplished nothing. So for me to say, in my opinion, means nothing on this stuff. These people are out there doing it. So.
Oh, Lamb of God. That's another band name.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. Marilyn Manson doing The Nightmare Before Christmas. Yeah, again, I never got him. Matt, you sound fabulous. Later, guys. Thanks, Tom. Jeff Pasnick, have a great day. Bethany and Matt, an instant classic drive video. Ty Webb, yep, we got our taste of Bethany on these drives. Now we'll need more of it.
I know.
Tommy Johansson doing Sabaton song as Disney tunes are fun to listen to. Who is Tommy Johansson? See, I don't know. I'm not in that world. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Is that a metal guy?
I don't know a lot of these names, I tell you.
Yeah.
It's like when I worked at Borders. People would come in and go, I'm looking for Joe Schmo author, and I'd be like, give me the title. Because
authors, yeah. Oh, that's the thing that really makes me feel stupid in the Gettysburg world is authors, because people are like, have you heard or have you read, Flenderson's new book? I'm like, who? Who's Flenderson? Chuck Flenderson, his new book that just came out. I go, what's the fucking name of the book? Tell me the name of the book.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know the author.
Yeah, that's my problem too.
Yeah, it drives me
nuts. And like
people
will go gaga over an author who's coming to town for a signing, and I'm like, what book did they write? Do I need to know?
Right.
Yeah.
To me, it's enough for me to remember what's in the book, let alone the author. It's like I can't remember the author's name.
Yeah.
I can barely remember the title of the book.
What does the cover look like?
Yeah, right. What does the cover look like? What font do they use? But it's like, for me, it's like, what's more important, that I remember what's inside the book or who wrote the book? And to me, it's hard enough to remember what's inside the book because of my early onset dementia. So the author's name, it means nothing to me. I can't.
Onset dementia, huh?
Yeah. Bethany, have you ever listened to The Who?
Probably. But I
don't
know.
The Who spelled H-U?
I'd have to hear the song.
Husker Du? Ghost, I think Matt would dig. Paul says, Tommy was a guitarist in Sabaton. What the hell was Sabaton?
Oh, yes.
Who left doing his own band and music now.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I'll take your word for it, guys. Hey, listen, everybody. Thank you so much for the super thanks or the super chats, the super dupers, whatever the hell they are. I hope you enjoyed this little surprise ride with Bethany. We'll do it again. I'm sure we could do it again this week sometime. if Bethany's available. But she normally is working at this time. She just has off.
Yeah.
So it might be difficult to do
I
it.
took a staycation.
Yeah, she's taking a staycation. But we'll be back on AG Today on the 3rd Thursday of this month, which is, I'm guessing, 2 Thursdays from... No, wait. Yes, 2 from now?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah. So that's it. We're going to go in and buy some coffee for Bethany and I.
Some little ground top.
We're going to get some little ground top. Of course, little ground top, bro, is the best way to fight the battle against being slow. And you can get it at addressingettysburg.com/cafe or come right here to Bantam Roasters next time you're in town at Gettysburg. I will see you all next time.
Love you guys.